What's going on, Colts Nation, and welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Guys, we have a free agent move for the Indianapolis Colts with all the rash of injuries around the cornerback room, from Justin Wally being lost for the year to both Jalen Jones and Juju Brents dealing with hamstring injuries. Still no timeline on those. The Colts have made a significant move here at cornerback. They signed former All-Pro corner from the Miami Dolphins, Xavien Howard. And Howard did not play last year, but in the last couple of years when he did play, really from 2020 to 2022, I mean, this guy was one of the best corners in football. He was fantastic, was an all-pro type of guy, Pro Bowl guy for a number of years. Howard's 32 years old, so he's a little bit up there in age. In his last kind of action with the Miami Dolphins, he played in 13 games, but other than that, he's been fairly durable. From 2020 to 2022, he only missed a couple games, a handful of games. So a very durable guy, a proven guy in that secondary, and you absolutely needed it because like I said, your cornerback room is absolutely decimated from all the different injuries that have happened. And fun fact, Lou Anarumo was actually Xavien Howard's position coach in his first 2 years in Miami. But, I mean, a guy that certainly, from the number 2 outside corner position, you needed to add another body in here, especially because we just don't know what the severity is and the timeline is on your other 2 guys that could be, competing for that number 2 outside corner. So a much-needed move here, Xavien Howard. We'll see if he has much left in the tank. Hopefully so, because you absolutely need a player like that. And even if you do get, Juju Brents, Jalen Jones back, you still had an issue and an opening there with Justin Wally out for the year. So Xavien Howard signs to the Indianapolis Colts here. I really like this move. In fact, I was honestly surprised the Colts didn't do this last year, considering all the issues they had with the cornerback room a year ago. Obviously, must have been something going on with Xavien Howard, maybe an injury concern. I'm not sure exactly why he didn't sign and play anywhere last year, but the Colts do add some much needed depth here with Xavien Howard. So that is great news there if you're an Indianapolis Colts fan, because this is a guy that's very proven in this secondary and obviously has familiar and history with Lou Anarumo. So that's definitely really good there. So yeah, I mean, guys, I'm good with this move. I'm really happy with this move, especially, like I said, because you desperately needed to sign some corner of note. You just needed to. So signing Xavien Howard at least makes me feel a little bit better about this cornerback room going into the season. And, hopefully you get back at least one of 2 of Jalen Jones or Juju Brents, or both would be great, but at least one. So you feel pretty solid about the depth there again. So let me know your guys' thoughts, though, here on Xavien Howard signing to the Indianapolis Colts. This is a move I think a lot of people have been thrown around for a while, especially last year. And obviously now with the injuries, people have been throwing this name around a lot as well. So Xavien Howard makes some sense here. He is the newest Indianapolis Colt, and hopefully this is a good move for the Indianapolis Colts because they desperately needed another corner. And it's a 1-year deal, if anybody's curious on that. So he's a solid veteran, I think, and if you can get a productive year out of him, you'll count that as a win. And we've seen the Colts have history before, although it wasn't obviously Lou Anarumo, but they've signed some vet corners late in the offseason, and they've had some good success, whether it was Stephon Gilmore, whether it was going all the way back to a guy like Xavier Rhodes. I mean, the Colts have done this, and they've found pretty good success, all things considered. And the good news is Xavien Howard at the most will be the number 2 outside corner. But at the least, if Jalen Jones and Juju Brents come back, he might just be a solid vet piece that you add in there. So you desperately needed it, and I think this is a good move for the Indianapolis Colts. Low risk, potentially high reward here, at least for a season until Justin Wally gets back. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button, hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, because we're probably, I say probably because I don't 100% know, we're probably going to get an answer on the starting quarterback today as well. So if you haven't already, hit the notification bell. You want to know, so when we drop fresh content, you know it, and you can come check out our content and hear our thoughts on whoever the quarterback one is. But in terms of the cornerback position, this is a solid move. I like this for the Colts. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. But guys, that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. And as always, go Colts.